Head of family shot dead by unknown assailants in Botiano in the Greater Accra region.
Namuni nemu enhwehwe nkofo ni maye. Ti omo atwetwa papa ya bo tu agoye papa enum. Ana omo abotu so agu ni nsa ho. Atwa ni nsa kakra ni nsa beti.
Still to come, NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama calls for accountability as he promises transparency and open door policy.
As far as practicable, the banking licenses that were unjustly cancelled by this government will be restored.
Still to come, Ghana Traditional Council urges compliance with ban on drumming and noise making for peaceful coexistence.
No nightclub. Kenya banying nightclub nyina nyemishe without music je wasani. No fenon ba fe wo no le we babam. It was small no kwa fe was one of na kashivin. Bona fe ni tu enjolaba. Was small wakamukuna.
And later, patrons delighted to have honored their mothers as Citi TV and Citi FM's Mother Day dinner dubbed Portrait of Mama.
It's wonderful. I'm crazily happy. And you can see. Wait.
So our very first story, and parts of the city of Accra experienced heavy rainfall on Monday, leading to the deterioration of certain major roads and rendering them impassable. The rain started in the morning and persisted for at least 4 hours, resulting in traffic congestion on key highways such as the Ofankor-Kumasi Highway and the Wager-Kaswa stretch. Citi News' Kwekwe Duama-Ansan reports that due to the flooding, motorists had to navigate using a single lane as sections of the road were submerged. Kwekwe will now tell us more on this. Kwekwe.
Right, so it's become a perennial challenge for residents who live at flood-prone areas in the capital city to always battle flood issues. And this is because almost any time there is a downpour, the various drains are not able to contain and to absorb the water, the level of water that comes out. And so it then turns into the flooding situation. And that has been a major worry for stakeholders like government officials and also residents who find themselves in such areas. Today on the Citi Newsroom, we are reporting that after a downpour on Monday dawn, another flooding situation has occurred, and it has actually been experienced on the major roads we have in the capital city. Cars that are coming behind me are from the Tantra Hill area, and this is the Taifa Junction. And so if you move from here, it means you're going to Nsawam and Kumasi and other adjoining communities. But when you get here at the Taifa Junction, you cannot move as quickly as you would have want to do. And that is because the water or the flood water is impeding the movement of the various vehicles, as you can see. So you would have to take your time to maneuver your way through the flood water here. And at times it becomes very difficult for drivers to move in this particular water. First, maybe I say Oma complain say Ayana Nyako Temuni
Omuyim Musa Mwanga Nisa and a police station nobody has said 2,000 and no more says got an so the zone to got an Jaquam and a boy for
Bawo ye juma wa hanum saying it to be to me hamo say eyi gidi.
Ah, eri gidi ase to a coffee station.
I mean, you say Saturday morning juma.
Ah, Saturday intim juma. Since so kra particular no a, in fact, still na no nso yiri. Go tara mo ye ne mu nyina choki. Ma nso no to ntimi nya de enko. Nso to na ba betai. Ye na hadwene pa.
Say a yiri gidi na say who move your car free am as this side about a bit to take you by how many
because na ma traffic a chepa nti itimi take be almost 30 to 1 hour now the trafficking
because
because of insurance
it be more on my because of insurance no car to me say
pa aboso kan any taxi musa and it come itimi kan suonum say bia boys no itimi assume ne pia apushia man na say itimi de bisi ba bia nsuoni ni
unya den na ohwa akeso anu ebeboa
because say the city no say on ba ego takese etwa ekwanim omu twa kwanim say ni a omu da koto gota na da ha no no da koto no ma lady ama no na say nsuonto na akwakobo we neko this apart dia.
So it's not just one stretch of the road that has been impacted by the rains. The other side that people coming in from Ofankor to Tantra Hill all the way to Accra has also been negatively affected by the flood water. Currently, as I speak, you can see that the road users are forced to use just one side of the road. That is because the other side has been covered by the flood water, which would definitely impede their movement. And so when they get to Taifa, they would have to force and use just one side of the road. And definitely this would mean that you have to take more minutes to cross the stretch of the road. So shops that are sited very close to this particular road are definitely going to have their share of the impediment that has been caused by the downpour. And this gentleman, I see him already working on his shop.
About 7 and so started seba. Until so no ba necessary I started a baha bebre.
A movie free road nima beju.
Buy inside but it's so no a yiri free of Franco barrier and san baha. A be so free tantra. Didn't I be shower ha na buy inside. Gata no form and it's so no basa sinani. Iti enguram. Oh, iti enam kwanim. Ana baha because of say gata no underground no anything else it is penfo betimi abibi na betimi ale gata no foforo from fankobali a abeduru ade a em say sao how we nyina tu betwa
mamembu so nti sa no say inso ne eyese a wadwuma na mamamfo to me ba beto ade
oh I know they say adwuma no and them since morning 200 cedis manya yeah
on a regular income around this time.
Oh, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, 11,000. It depends the day, no. But in so to the eye, man all the time. Yeah.
So muye bibi fa at least that will help you.
Oh, a bebo am papa na besama. It's soon a yifa kwani na e ma go slow but in na to betwa.
So the situation was not different here at the Malam and Kaswa stretch, and clearly as you can see in your shot, portions of the road have been taken over by the flood water, and this is actually supposed to be a 3-lane road, but currently you can see just one side of the road being used, and that's because this side, that is the 2 other lanes, have been taken over by the flood water. Well, how long is this going to persist? We do not know, but we're hopeful that government would come through and work on if it is desilting the various drains. That will be done, and other measures will be put in place even as the rains set in. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kweku Ediamansa.
Let's do some politics. And the newly elected flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has urged Ghanaians to hold him accountable for the promises he makes during his campaign if he emerges victorious in the 2024 general elections. Now, in his acceptance speech following the NDC's primaries, Mr. Mahama emphasized his commitment to transparency and an open-door policy. Now, reporting on this development, Citi News' Northern Regional Correspondent Dinah Ngo brings us details.
In his acceptance speech, the former president addressed various sectors such as education, banking, health, and mining. Mahama pledged that the next NDC government would prioritize local participation to restore confidence in Ghana's economy and ensure that tax exemptions benefit Ghanaian businesses.
The NDC will reconsider the tax exemption regime, ensuring that any exemptions that are given are beneficial to the Ghanaian people. We'll further ensure that the extractive sector operates within a mutually beneficial tax environment for the stability of our exchange rate. We'll seek to make Ghana benefit more from its finite natural resources, and will encourage indigenously owned Ghanaian businesses that have the technology and capacity to operate their own productive mining concessions by themselves to do so. We have done it before, and we will do it again. Together with my team, we will enhance investor confidence in our country to attract credible domestic and foreign investors, especially in the manufacturing and light industry sector. This we will do by being transparent and not concealing economic data, such as the budget deficit, public debt, and our net international reserve.
In addition, Mahama stated that his administration will reinstate the licenses of banks that were revoked as part of the government's financial sector reforms.
We will restore indigenous Ghanaian investment in the financing and banking sector. And we will create a tiered banking system that will serve various segments of the market. We will give the opportunity for experienced banking hands who were laid off and needlessly to secure their careers once more and move away from the menial jobs that they were compelled to take. As far as practicable, the banking licenses that were unjustly cancelled by this government will be restored. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation is still at the crossroads with crippling debts and an inefficient and wasteful government. We cannot continue this pathway. It is a betrayal of our people as a leader to keep doing things the same way when the results leave them poorer.
He also proposed the creation of a governance advisory council to enhance political governance and an independent value for money office to scrutinize procurement processes and combat corruption.
In that regard, we will establish a governance advisory council to help improve political governance, curb corruption, and ensure the respect of human rights. This council will include representatives of civil society organizations, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and ordinary Ghanaians. And amongst others, they will be empowered to release a State of Governance in Ghana report every year. This report will guide government in fine-tuning our good governance record. And as I said already, I'll run the leaders but most efficient government under the Fourth Republic by appointing not more than 60 ministers and deputy ministers. And I said already, I'll work to abolish the payment of ex gratia and cut out waste and ostentation in government. We shall work with Parliament and all stakeholders to complete the constitution review process and strengthen the separation of powers. Government procurement is recognized as a major source of corruption and misappropriation of public funds. We will therefore, among other measures, set up an independent value for money office to scrutinize all government procurements that are above a $5 million threshold or as shall be recommended by Parliament.
During the same event, former minority leader and member of parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, expressed his belief that John Dramani Mahame's election as the NDC flag bearer would help rescue Ghana from the current government led by Akufo-Addo and Bawumia.
Their support and solidarity to his bid to the presidency. He comes to the presidency with some unique characteristics. At least for John Dramani Mahama, he is not the sketch. He is a full portrait, not the sketch. He is a full portrait of a leader. And for him, public service is a calling. And he's only come back to lead the NDC to rescue our country, as was described by the national chairman, for the country being run to its lowest ebb. Nana Addo Dankwa and Dr. Bawumia have run this economy to the nadir of economic failure.
Meanwhile, the leadership of the National Democratic Congress has expressed its commitment to resolving outstanding issues in 4 constituencies in the Ashanti region, paving the way for internal elections to be conducted. Their aim is to ensure full participation of its members to strengthen their presence in the stronghold of their political rival, the New Patriotic Party, that's the NPP. Now, Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani provides further details.
During the recent NDC primaries, all 43 constituencies in the Ashanti region participated except for 4 constituencies. Delegates in the Menchia South constituency did not partake in the NDC's presidential and parliamentary primaries due to unresolved matters. Additionally, Fomina, Adansiaskwa, and Mampong constituencies did not participate in the parliamentary elections, but their delegates were involved in the presidential elections. The NDC has acknowledged these gaps and is committed to conducting internal elections in these constituencies before the end of 2023. Augustus Andrews, the Ashanti regional chairman of the NDC, shared this information with journalists while monitoring the election on Saturday.
Menchia, you see that we have about a year and a half before the general election, and this is the first time that NDC is doing our primaries very early. So I can assure the good people of Ashanti that Menchia South, by the end of the year, we can resolve that issue. And it's not only our Menchia South. We are having Adansiaskwa, Fomina, and Mampong. That area, we are doing the presidential elections, but for the parliamentary elections, it's on hold for Adansiaskwa, Fomina, Mampong. So Ashanti region, 4 constituency is being put on hold on the parliamentary elections.
The NDC remains determined to expand its reach and gain more support in the Ashanti region, which is traditionally considered the stronghold of their main opponent, the NPP. Mr. Andrews emphasized that the party will focus on capturing more votes in the region.
The message is that we are going to take over Ashanti region, and we are going to get maximum votes that can let John Dramani Mahama become the next president of the Republic. Ashanti region is going to decide 2024 elections, and inshallah, we are going to get more seats. Because look at the primaries, how it's going. This is the first time that some constituencies that last 4 years we were struggling to get delegate aspirants, but this time we are getting 4 or 5, and they are all active. And we are having lawyers, we are having doctors in NDC right now. So I think the signal is good that we are coming to power.
Currently, the NDC holds 4 parliamentary seats out of the 47 constituencies in the Ashanti region. Their efforts aim to strengthen their representation and increase their electoral success in the area.
move away from politics, and the Ghana Traditional Council is making an appeal to religious bodies and individuals to adhere to the ban on drumming and noise-making, aiming to foster peaceful coexistence. Now, the council has formed a task force to ensure the month-long ban, which commenced on May 15, 2023. Citi News' Daniel Sakite provides further insights into the situation in a report read by Kwekwe Duama Ansah.
The ban on drumming and noise-making is a customary practice preceding the annual Homowo Festival celebrated by the Ga community. The Ga Traditional Council emphasizes the importance of religious bodies observing the ban to maintain harmony. It has cautioned that individuals who disregard the ban will be summoned and fined.
Ga Traditional Council directive ni benini ya lewa ni mofia ba go to na akele ba ye ni wonye task force na me ya runs na me nkwe mofia ba go to atwa de akpambele ayi ban afi no kono isama afa akasi dio koni woketu njole ajenshi woketu njole agbena won kwa wonye me so mo be fa agekeshe ne kebe ame ani afi otomo ni wokamena ko shi be febe ni je wokusun ni wokusun ni what's number na wo isane me wawo ni woyi wokusun no echi ame so mo gbe no echi ame nyoja mo gbe ake obanyo jo no fe no she no fe no ba fe wo afi no instrument I use instrument ko afi no kunuku no night club kenye ba nyen night club nyen na nyemishe without music je wesani no fe no ba fe wo no le wo babam ni wosumo no ko afi wosumo no fe no kashidin bona fe ni tu enjolaba wosumo wa kemukuna wona ponkwen wo mokumoko ahuna ke ba gbenina shimoko ogbotu to Abraham ye ni akimo wa bi cheme tashi na akwo ni akwo samane sana ketole ibela kesha no kumine ka keshu ko gbotu enike bpie akwo muko ne ba gbotu ne kole iba keno ya no ele shin no awo cho amofia ma da fie owo kecheme tashi ka akwo to Abraham ni sani ake shile ka ake buale.
During Citi News' visit to various parts of the capital, it was observed that the ban was being adhered to. The usual noise associated with trading activities, which often involves the use of public address systems, was noticeably absent. Even bus terminals known for loudspeakers announcing destinations remained silent. Assistant manager of the Royal VVIP station at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle explains why.
Today is the beginning of the ban on noise making. So they are off because we are abiding by the traditions of the land. Once we are operating within the Greater Accra region, we need to abide by all the traditions of the land. So that is what I can say. I think yes, it will affect us a bit, but once we also have loyal customers who know the kind of business we do, the service we render to them, we will come in. But with the new people, new customers, the megaphone actually helps to them to know that maybe there is a station around here and the destinations we go. So they drop and come inside. But once we are no longer using it because we are abiding by the traditions of the land, it was affect us a bit.
However, some members of the public are urging the Ghana Traditional Council to enhance public awareness regarding the ban on drumming and noise making, ensuring that everyone is well informed.
Sometimes I hard by the same radio also Udim Rasu. Also, Tenkras also they also did Emra and Wahasu. Mahosa Chroma quiet, and that's soon not Tontina, Abuama Chrome, so I am quiet, yes. Bibi swaya omona enya announcement bi na obi hu se ye festival sabaya obi nye mistake enko bonyo isenya wo anka menim se ya starting.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom with me, Vivian Kai Loco. When we come back, head of family shot dead by unknown assailants in Botiano in the Greater Accra region. You stay with us. We'll be right back with our story and many others.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, bank and I'm not say Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my just say very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
And welcome back to the City Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. Now, in a rather tragic occurrence, the head of the Kwame Anu family of Botiano has been shot dead by unknown assailants at Botiano and the Gansalt municipality of the Greater Accra region. Now, the deceased, according to eyewitnesses, was allegedly dragged from his bedroom at dawn by his attackers and shot dead a few meters away from his house. Now, the following report by our Central Regional Correspondent, Calvis Tete, has more.
The deceased, Bako Alote, a father of 8, is the head of Kwame Anu family of Botiano. According to eyewitnesses, his attackers, numbering about 18, broke into his bedroom and inflicted machete wounds on him. The attackers are alleged to have dragged him to an area close to his house and shot him multiple times, resulting in his death. Here is an eyewitness narrating the incident to the media.
Bullet shui ni bina akpate hin ni ame fele tumu moko ni bedo kom no am na lo ajigba ayi awo ni ko wata o me ni bina me fele na afia me na ke ko awo aka ya afu ta re ho le ma wo kola ke tumu ame ba ma ya ma awo shi wo le aka me gbeme phone shi bia ni na me phone na ka so na me ka je fi gbeme phone ame ja wona na ma jegu se je me wodu mu shi na me jegu se.
Relatives of the deceased are appealing to state security to investigate the matter and have the perpetrators punished.
Nkurɔfoɔ a wɔyɛ ade no mepɛ sɛ polisifoɔ no nkyɛ wɔn nyinaa. Wɔn hu sɛ ɛyɛ wɔn no wɔn adwane ɛna wɔn a wɔyɛ adeɛ no so me wɔfa no ehu wɔn. Ɛna nkurɔfoɔ no so wɔn bɛyɛ ade bɔne nso wɔn te park no so palace park hɔ nom no wɔn na wɔyɛ saa ade bɔne no ɛna sɛsia no so wɔn ato afi park hɔ adwane yɛn hu obiara eti mpatsɔ mesrɛ mo bebree na mo ni ne mu nhwehwɛ nkurɔfoɔ no ma yɛ ti wɔn atwitwa yɛ papa yɛ bɔ tu ago yɛ papa enum ɛna wɔn abɔ tu so agu ne nsa ho atwa ne nsa kakra ne nsa bɛti.
Brumia je chale no many here come on entertain ame na nine mekome ni amecha che mekoma agba ye police station no wa government here atawo na kan me ha wo na ka woku efe dwomo koni woku abi na kan be masa na ka wo bi le mi ni efe e ja ke na kan ta mi be ko be Botiano abe ano ma ka shidi no gbajana to ni to ni wo bi le ka gbo ake me ni gbe won ni nation no o ka me gbe ya nwe police station.
The traditional authority in the area is concerned. Ni Clemens Abonu is the Judge of Botiano, and he alleges that the assailants first made an attempt on his life but could not succeed.
The same people who came to my house, I was in the window whispering and I saw everyone. So the same people came and murdered him. Because the way I saw them, I off all my lights and they were knocking the door, but they realized that there was nobody in the room. So some of them were telling them they should leave. We are about 6 people that they target to kill on that particular day. The Agbanfuache of Botiano, Ni Ama Oshin, the Adontini of Botiano, then the one that have been murdered, Ni Kwaku Samwa, the head of family of Kwame Anu, and Amankwa Mensa, one Amankwa Mensa, and Eko Anamwa Asafrache of also of Botiano.
Now, rescue efforts are currently underway to recover the bodies of 17 individuals who were trapped when a mining pit collapsed on them at the Kolete Takoso site in the Birim North District of the Eastern Region. Now, initial reports indicate that 9 people were initially pulled out from the debris following the collapse, with 7 of them tragically confirmed as dead. Now, currently, 2 individuals have been found alive, while the fate of the remaining trapped individuals is still unknown. Now, the cause of the mining pit collapse remains unclear at this point. However, some community members speculate that the heavy rainfall experienced in various parts of the country on Monday may have played a role in this incident. It has come to our attention that the ongoing rescue operation is being led by local residents and other miners in the area. Now, journalists who arrived at the scene to report on the unfortunate incident were asked to leave by the rescuers. The bodies of the recovered victims have been transported to the morgue after local miners called for a nearby ambulance to assist with the process. Now, the Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, is optimistic that the approval of the country's IMF program will attract investors and revive the economy. This comes on the back of reports that Ghana is expected to receive the first loan tranche of $600 million from the International Monetary Fund Board on Wednesday, 17th May 2023. We have more in this report.
The first tranche of the cash from the International Monetary Fund to support the country's balance of payments is expected to be credited to the Bank of Ghana's account this week. This will pave the way for the disbursement within a week. This comes after Ghana secured financing assurances from the Paris Club following the establishment of the Official Creditor Committee co-chaired by China and France on Friday, 12 May 2023. Ghana is currently seeking a $3 billion IMF loan to shore up its struggling economy. The funds will boost Ghana's coffers and help it work towards the target of foreign reserves amounting to the equivalent of 3 months of imports by 2026. Speaking to Citi News, the Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, is optimistic that the approval of the country's IMF program will attract investors and revive the economy. Dr. Amin Adam also was hopeful that Ghana will be able to return to the international capital markets as soon as possible.
Once we get approval, hopefully on Wednesday when the board meets, the first tranche of $600 million will come immediately. There will be immediate disbursement. But when you talk about immediate disbursement, we are giving ourselves about a week. Okay. And then there will be another $600 million coming in after the first successful review by November, December. We'll receive another $600 million. And then the remaining amount will be disbursed in equal tranches of $360 million every 6 months after a review, after successful review. But it is significant to note also that the approval of the IMF program will have catalytic effect. In other words, some other development partners and investors will invest in our country's development efforts. For example, since we applied for an IMF program, the World Bank also came along, and we have been negotiating with them. We are almost concluding negotiations for a $900 million budget support. We will go back to the market because we are able to leverage the market to balance our financing needs. And so you have development partners supporting you, but a chunk of your inflows may come from the market. And so with the IMF approval, we are very, very confident that investor confidence in Ghana will increase. The upgrades, the institutions upgrading us will look to Ghana favorably, and then as a result of all this, we could return to market very soon. Well, it depends on how quickly we achieve sustainable debt levels. As I indicated, we are hoping to achieve sustainable debt levels by 2028. We're talking about 2.5 years from now. And so if that is achieved, that should pave way for us to borrow. As for borrowing, you know that we can do away from it.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom with me, Vivian Kai Loco. When we come back, transport fares to go down by 10% effective May 17, 2023. To stay with us, we'll be right back.
Within the diner, we have HIV in fear do you no credit na adding years semajatum, a bram yen shishimuno. Ne draw ni baby, a dominancy, infiancy, a draw by our Ghana.
Paul, Cabran, Fiabiachi, na antiretroviral, and Rabini Hop. Na anidaso ni ho ma yedache de ne adwene ho ani wu eda yanim
me ne wo fa warrior in fear do num de ono so HIV positive in fear do anyina mu antiretroviral yi ena wiase nyina ja atom se yamfa mre HIV mu awa na se hwe se ye ho ayefe ade ba akone se antiretroviral yi se wono ne pepepe se de ya kire wo na akutia HIV mu awa no abosumi sia wo yehwehwe mu a emo ne brase na ontimi sanfama obi foforo na mmom kai so be no wedru yi
yes say no HIV mo no bi say onum antiretroviral no ne yie yetime to esase mfiempim no ne aduasa.
And you're welcome back to the City Newsroom. Now, a former president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, has identified lack of resources and expertise as major obstacles in utilizing timely data for driving policies and promoting African development. City News' Daniel Dromensa has more on this report, read by Hansen Ajuman.
Afrobarometer, a Pan-African non-partisan survey research network that amplifies citizens' voices, recently concluded its 10th round of national surveys. During the Round 10 planning meeting, which marked the network's first in-person gathering since the COVID-19 pandemic, African leaders were urged to prioritize the acquisition of timely data to facilitate development. Held at the Accra Safari Resort in Ada, the meeting provided an opportunity for Afrobarometer's core and national partners to share their experiences and best practices in conducting survey research and utilizing findings to inform ongoing policy debates. At the opening ceremony of the Afrobarometer Round 10, former President of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, emphasized the adverse effects of lacking timely data. She highlighted that the absence of such data compels African leaders to rely on intuition when making policy decisions, ultimately hampering development.
Similar challenges face the continent in the lack of culture of data-driven decision-making. Instead, many African policymakers and practitioners still rely on intuition, anecdotal evidence, and personal experience to make decisions. The misalignment between policies and actual need always results in suboptimal outcomes.
Her Excellency Johnson Sirleaf also called upon data-driven agencies to initiate extensive public awareness campaigns to highlight the significance of timely data.
Finally, there needs to be the great recognition of the importance of timely data at all levels of society. This includes the development of public awareness campaigns that highlight the importance of data in the context of African development.
Ambassador Perpetua Dufu, the Coordinating Director for Multilateral Relations and International Organizations at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, delivered remarks on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. She commended Afrobarometer for its influential role in shaping policies across all three branches of government.
That the Afrobarometer's knowledge sharing through research in areas of democracy, governance, and economic development have influenced policies and programs by the various arms of government.
Joseph Asunka, the Chief Executive Officer of Afrobarometer, indicated that political instability in some countries is hindering the establishment of the survey network in those countries.
We can only achieve this, especially when it comes to expanding country coverage, which we've been able to successfully do up to 41 countries. Now our ultimate goal is to cover the entire continent. But as you will all know, it is not just us not being able to get into countries, but in some countries, political conditions do not allow us to go into some countries.
Now, in response to the recent reductions in the prices of petroleum products, the road transport operators have issued a directive to lower transport fares by 10% effective Wednesday, May 17. Now, this decision is applicable to all types of road transport, including shared taxis, intercity, intracity, and haulage. And the aim is to align fares with the observed decrease in fuel prices. Now, a statement signed by Godfred Abuberi, the General Secretary of the GPRTU, and obtained by Citi News, it urges all commercial transport operators to adhere to the new fare regulations, ensuring compliance across the board. Now, Citi TV and Citi FM's Mother Day dinner at the City Gardens was a resounding success despite the rain, and had patrons expressing delight for the opportunity offered. Now, the attendees expressed joy for the opportunity to celebrate their mothers and recognize their important role in their lives. We have more in this report filed by Eno Safo.
Mothers, they say, are the closest thing to God here on earth, and we are celebrating our mothers for all the warmth and comfort that they bring to our lives. And here at the City Gardens at Tesano, we are celebrating our mothers with what we call a Portrait of Mama Mother's Day dinner. And we're going to go around, speak to some of the mothers who are here being celebrated by their children, and find out from them how they are feeling about being celebrated. We're here at the City Gardens. As you can see, all around me are mothers being celebrated by their children. And behind me, you can see the Nchinchim band giving us some lovely tunes. You can also see that the table is set up for the buffet. There's going to be an array of delicious food, delicious drinks, everything you can think of, lots of dancing, lots of happiness here at the City Garden. Patrons of this year's 2023 Portrait of Mama Dinner Day event were tasked to put a few words down for Mama in a competition, and with the phrase "but for Mama." And out of the numerous entries that Citi FM and Citi TV got, 3 were selected as winners. We're going to speak to them and let them tell us what their motivation was for writing into the competition.
11th April 2008. That was the last time I would say I worked.
At that time, how old were you?
I was 18 to 19. Right after secondary school, right after secondary school, and then I had gone for interview at Pantine, and then waiting for the admission letter. The letter came and met me on the sick bed. So that's exactly what happened. Yes.
Okay.
So looking at the sacrifice she made, then I think I was looking for the opportunity to celebrate her. So when I saw the portrait of Mama, then I said, well, let me just put it in and see what will happen. And then I tried and it worked.
No bo mama ni se mimra. No odimidini aba. Ni pa mi ye ma nti. So odimiba na me so mi hu ni modima kwan o mi fa so a me bo anu. No odimiba.
When I was 3, Mom separated with Dad. So then we left home. Then we went to live at Lakeside. And Mom didn't know what was going to happen. And she did all the possible things to make me happy in the hard times. So I wanted to celebrate her.
Okay, so when it was announced that she was part of the first 10, I was getting ready to go for a meeting, and my phone kept ringing, and I was thinking, what is going on? So then I finally picked one of the calls, and he went, congratulations, your daughter is celebrating you. I was like, where, how, who?
Which daughter?
I asked all the questions, so then she had gone to school, so I went to pick her phone, and then I read for myself, and I saw it. Initially, I was confused. And I called a friend and I was like, this is what she said. She was like, okay, you never told her about it, but you do a lot of coaching of young women, and so maybe she heard your story talking to somebody. So just go and have fun. Wow. And then I was cool.
Well, I initially thought it was like a photo competition or something. Later on, I found that, oh, you actually have to write something unique your mom has done. So I thought of it and I realized, no, my mom has a special relationship with my wife, and she's been also a strong support system for us and our family. And I thought it's worth sharing for everybody to learn something from, to take a cue from that, yeah.
I told the Park with Nadu, this is a very special Mother's Day treat that I've ever had, yes. And I think I love the whole environment, yes. Everything is great. I think that is how God has wired mothers. That's how He's made us. And so we are made to sacrifice for our children. And that instinct is there. And so it just happens automatically. And you do it. And you are fulfilled and satisfied when you do it.
As you can see, the City Gardens is alive and kicking. People are dancing. We're going to speak to some of our mothers here to find out how the event is going for them. Ma, welcome to City News.
Thank you, my dear.
How is it going? Are you enjoying yourself?
Wow. It's wonderful. I'm crazily happy. And you can see. Wait.
How does it feel to be a mother? All the sacrifices you go through. Tell us something.
Yeah. It's not easy. But when you see your children doing well, it gives you joy that you too you have contributed to the coming of the world of somebody who is useful.
Women are special. God created us so. And a day such as this set apart to celebrate women, it means a lot to me as a woman first and as a mother.
Who did you come here with?
In fact, my friend invited me and I was late. I was not hoping to be the party, but I'm glad I've met it. So I'm going to enjoy myself, but she's not seated, she's coming.
And apart from the rain that disrupted a bit, I'm seeing that you are really getting into the mood to dance.
Yes. Okay. Yes, so, you know, they say women never go on leave, and a day like this doesn't happen often. So for me, I'm taking this opportunity to unwind, because I need it.
It means a lot, because to be a mother is not easy. Your sleepless nights, the babies cry, everything. Mother's Day is something special.
Who did you come here with?
With my daughter.
Yes, you are willing to dance and enjoy?
Oh, yes.
The 2023 A Portrait of Mama dinner event was sponsored by some very amazing sponsors who we're going to speak to. I have one of them here, and we're going to speak to him and find out why he chose to sponsor this event.
Over the years, we know our mothers have been our partners, and this is a big day. We can't just watch them to be celebrated by other brands when they have actually helped us to enter a lot of homes. You know, so we are sponsoring this event because we want to recognize the effort they've made over the years to put us in their homes. You know, that's the reason we are here. Yeah.
And it's one of the most special days in the year that we actually want to hold high esteem and then honor our mothers and then our ladies for being there for us throughout the year. So we're just trying to do something to help them know that we appreciate.
to just let them know that we appreciate them.
Not only mothers, but to all women. And we find out, okay, through Citi TV, we go viral, we have a lot of listeners, and so that's why we try to join you in the Mother's Day celebration.
First and foremost, there's a project concerning motherhood, right? And I think it would be it's an honor, it's a privilege for us to get to be part of something concerning mothers, because we wouldn't all be here without our mothers. So it was just how would I say, a wonderful experience to get to be part of this.
We're going to speak to our head of events and partnership, Frema Edunyame, so she can assess the event so far.
Well, it's been a fantastic evening. You know, whatever we set out to achieve this evening, that is what has happened. We give thanks to God and also to our amazing mothers who came out in their numbers just for all of us to network, to have a great experience. It's been a fantastic portrait of Mama dinner. And I'm sure all those who were not able to book slots for their moms really regret this. And I'm sure that next year they will be the first to book slots for their mothers.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Holds the perfect note. If no one ever hears it, how we gonna learn your song? Can we spit some hard bars?
What's it what me? Tina media kuma kaima wadan wo mi fi na papa nyehwe abone nyehwe yende what they want to see from the brainless in day.
Then you have the chance to bag 20,000 Ghana cedis. Head over to the Voice Factory right